If you clicked on this video, you're serious about making 20K, 30K in the next month in a construction business. It doesn't matter if you're just mowing lawns right now and you don't have any equipment at all. This strategy works for anybody. You can have no experience with landscaping and still use this. You don't need trucks, you don't need trailers, you don't need employees, you don't need loans. The goal of this video is for you to make money. It's not to waste your time. Over the next 10 minutes in this video, I'm gonna break down the exact strategy that I'm using and that I used to go from mowing grass to doing six-figure projects and making good profit. I'm gonna break it down. I'm gonna get right into it. This is the project I just did. It was a $90,000 job. I didn't touch a single block on the project. All I did was I placed the plants out where I wanted them and I placed the lights where I wanted them, but I did nothing else on the project. Other than that, I was in the gym. I was working on getting more leads for the business. I was selling more deals. And so if you're working in the business right now and you're tired of it, this is the video for you. If you're looking to get into the landscape construction industry and want to start the right way, this is for you as well. I'm going to jump right into the strategy. This is what it's done for me. As you can see, I started out mowing grass. I started with a $7,000 loan and I was wearing every hat in the business. The last 3 years of my life, I've been trying to find a strategy that has allowed me to work on the business rather than in it and have more of my time back. So now after implementing this strategy, I have a 7-figure business. I've been able to travel to places like Europe, Spain, Egypt, Miami, San Diego, all over the United States, and it's really given me a life of freedom. And like I mentioned previously, you don't need a truck, you don't need a trailer. I actually just sold my diesel truck and I drive a Jeep now because I don't need it. There's really 3 things that I need you to know before I get into this so that it will work. 1, you have to rewire your brain, because if you fall to all the impulses of working in the business or all the limiting beliefs like, oh, I need money, or I can't find somebody that's better than me at doing the work, or what is the client gonna think, or any of these limiting beliefs, you have to rewire your brain and you have to stop falling to impulses. What I want you to focus on is, hey, what are the top 3 levers in my business that are actually gonna create scale? And so for me, those levers are client acquisitions, building relationships, and systems and delegation. If I'm focusing on those 3 things, my business is growing. All the other tasks I'll focus on at the end of the day. But those 3 levers I'm focusing on in the morning because that's when my dopamine is reset, that's when I have the most clarity, and that's when I'm actually able to solve problems. So think about what are the top 3 levers in your business that are actually gonna move the needle forward, and that is actually how you're gonna scale. But here's the strategy that I'm using. So at the top of the funnel, I'm shooting Facebook ads, I'm shooting Instagram reels. This reel right here did really good for me. I think I got like 40 leads from it. If you're spending $2,000 a month, 1,000 on Facebook ads and let's say $750 for somebody to manage it, cost per acquisition is typically $100. So if you spend $1,000, you're gonna get 10 leads. If you land a $40,000 project at a 30% gross margin, your marketing ad budget is gonna take care of itself. Now, to have a profitable business, you can't just rely on paid ads to grow your business. You need to get referrals. You need the customer go and market for you by giving them a good service and a good experience. But this is a great way to get projects through the door. If you don't have money, you're gonna have to get scrappy. You're gonna have to use your time, door knock, flyers, yard signs, stuff like that. But I'm to the point in the business now where I'm doing Facebook ads, short form content, and I'm giving the client such a good experience that they go and market my business for me. So as you see here, I have a really good website. The client came through, they booked right here on the contact us, and I went out to the project. When I went out to the project, she told me that she wanted a fire pit, an outdoor living area, but she wasn't really sure on what she wanted and didn't really know where she wanted it. And so immediately I started pitching a design. The design pitch is very easy. If your client doesn't know exactly what they want, we need a professional design. We need to come measure everything and we need to put it into our landscape software and put a design together. If the client wants to do the design, that's fine, or if they want us to do it, we can do it as well. But what I let my clients know is, hey, I work with a designer that's been doing this for 30 years. If you want a backyard design, it's typically $750. A front yard design is $500, and if you want a full property, it's $1,250. But the good news is we only charge for the design if you take the design and go to another contract. This is really appealing to a client because, hey, now they're gonna get a professional design, and as long as they go with our company, it's gonna be taken care of in the project. And it makes your job easier as the contractor to estimate the project and for your crews to do the construction if there's a professional to scale design. So she said yes to this, so we got started with the design process. I met a designer out at the property, walked him through what the client was wanting, we grabbed measurements, took some photos, and boom, he got started on the design. So this is what the design looked like at the start. The client really liked it. She ended up not going with the sport court, and we added 2 more trees back here. But then she was like, hey Caleb, let's put a price together for this outdoor covered area. And so this was actually a $290,000 bid. It was a little bit steep for what she could afford at the moment. It had a fireplace, it had an outdoor kitchen. It was gonna be amazing. But she said, you know what, Caleb, let's just go with what the original proposal was. So the original proposal was 90 grand. I got a signed contract for that. Immediately after we signed the contract and she signed it, I took a 30% down payment to order materials and to float the beginning of the project. I always take a 30% down payment at the front end, 30% when we break ground, 30% halfway through, and then 10% on the final walkthrough. So boom, I got my 30%, and for those of you guys that don't have capital to really start, that 30% really helps. Also, business credit cards give you 30 days. Those help as well to collect progress payments, and you can make payments before you actually have the money in your bank account. With your contractors, you can actually, set them up on progress payments as well. So the strategy that I'm using to do these projects with no employees, no equipment, is I'm using subcontractors. Now it works great for both of us because the guys that I'm working with are really good at doing the projects but not good at getting them. And so we build an amazing team. I'm good at getting the projects, they're good at doing them. After the client signed this proposal, I met my contractors at the project. I kind of told them where I think they should be at as far as labor. They told me where they were, and then boom, we got a contract agreement signed. So now they have a contract agreement signed. At this point in the process, I'm ordering materials, I'm calling 1-800-DIG-SAFE. We're putting this project on the calendar. And then from there, I give all the designs, all the measurements and notes that I have to my subcontractors. I'm meeting them on the project, walking them through everything, and getting them set out. I'm ordering all the big materials to the project like pavers, base rock, retaining wall blocks, but they're going and getting everything else. So if they need to go get concrete or screws or wood, they're gonna get that. They're gonna keep the receipt. I give them a stapler and a folder. They're gonna staple it all together, put it in a folder, and I'm gonna use that when I'm job tracking at the end of the project to see what my exact numbers are. It's very important that you know your numbers in business. If you don't know your business. The way that I structured this with the contractor is like, hey, you guys are gonna do the project and focus on that. I'm gonna focus on getting them, and then we're gonna make a great team. So I can't get concrete and grow the business at the same time. I need you to take care of that. And most of these places that they're going to, my business actually has a card on file, and then they email me the receipt, and the contractor will still get a printed receipt. So that's how we did the project. I paid the contractor progress payments throughout the job. I showed up to place the plants where I wanted them because sometimes they're not in the right spots. I also showed up, and placed the lights where I wanted them. I checked in on the guys multiple times, but other than that, I really didn't have to do anything. And this is why it's so valuable, and why I think this could really change anybody's life, is because you just need to get yourself in the middle of some people with experience and people that know what they're doing. If you go and sell a project, you can find somebody to do it for you. And then the client gets what they want because they get a great project and you're gonna take care of them. The subcontractors get what they want, so it works out great. And at the end of this job, the client was happy, and so that's all that matters, right? And so on this 90K project, we came in right at about 20% gross profit. Obviously, I still have business expenses that are going on and stuff like that, but I was really happy with the way this project turned out. If you guys need help with this subcontractor model, or you have questions, just book a call down below, a 15-minute call, completely free. I want to get on there and just see how I can help you guys out, because I really think that this is game changing for anybody that takes this seriously.